the time they feel that they are independent. But now this is a world that really needs interdependency. So I definitely take this word, and thank you very much for this amazing work, because in 21st century you cannot do anything with independency or no dependency. But interdependency really matters. That's why we are maximizing our partnership, collaboration, and networking. Because it's not just a pure academia, it really matters, your certificate, your degree, professorship. Perhaps what really matters, the key for this world is partnership networking. I believe in that. So do you maximize your network, because as we Ethiopians are not as such, visible in that, because I just speak, my colleague, Dr. Masresha is sitting left of Dr. Sisa and right of yeah. Why you sit like this? Because this is our culture every time. We sit down always with colleagues we know, whom we know. But it's always every day, it's encouraging to sit down with someone whom you don't know. So you start by partnering and collaborating. I'm not just pointing at Dr. Masre, just an excuse. But we always don't speak what we do, and we are not always, maximizing our partnership. But this is the right time to advance, to elevate the partnership and networking, because the world demands this way. So we cannot get any excuse. Anyway, so investing on a food industry in general for me is investing on the human capital. Mr. Sterling has mentioned that one. So it's really to ensure that the full potential of the current generation, the future Ethiopia, is really well explained. So that we have to make sure that while we are investing on nutrition and the food, particularly for mothers, for children and adolescents, it's all about investing on the nation and investing on the human capital, investing on the human capital index, because the human capital index, two core elements, two pillars are education and health. So the center of the gravity for these two pieces, food and nutrition. For me, in every piece, the center of the gravity for all the ecosystem is the food and nutrition system. So we have to say this is the truth. Anyone would like to say no? Okay, with this, I'm really pleased to see this amazing picture today. Have you seen this? Please check in front of, at your table, so you can find it. So it really makes me, inspired. What really makes my day today is, the picture, the face of the mom and the kid, the infant, who are really smiling from her. What really makes them like this? They're happy. Their happiness is what? It's all about well-being, nutrition. So that we must ensure our Ethiopian citizens, mothers and children should be like this. So that's why we all are here, an ambassador, to make them really outshine, to sustain their happiness, to ensure that this kid has to explain his full potential. Because this infant will be the next, tomorrow's leader, tomorrow's professor, tomorrow's doctor, and an engineer, whatsoever the profession designated. Yeah, please, every one of you, please hold this picture and let us celebrate and much gratitude for all this happening. Thank you very much. I'm really delighted and passionate. I would like to really dedicate even my entire work for mothers, children, and I will put adolescents at the middle of this, which will be like the whole family will be happy. I don't want to neglect a man or a husband, because if the mom and the child and adolescent is happy, definitely that directly the husband and the partner is happy, the whole family is happy, so Ethiopia will be happy. So investing on the nation, this is one of the showcase today that we have celebrated. So let us have a much gratitude with a very big applause of hands for our esteemed donors in the fund, in their Krog Foundation, Rotary International, Power of Nutrition. Please join me with and the implementing partners, the fund has to be transcribed to the very potential milestone. So we are the one taking care of that, the Ministry of Health and UNICEF, as well Action Against Hunger. So please, the huge applause of funds also goes to. And this is pretty special because we are not just accepting the donation, you know. This is a co-financing, co-funding modality, which is pretty special. I will also still secondly remark, I have already said in my initial remark, I would like to also emphasize on that. The government is putting a fund for Sakota declaration, 10 billion USD per annum. This can be also matched. So for those you in a donor ecosystem, partner ecosystem, if you are really excited to join the hands, you are most welcome. And I'm really happy to hear that my colleague and the brother Taye was mentioning there is a huge potential from the private sector. So we can't really wait to leverage our effort by just coordinating the effort at the private sector. In fact, there is a network from the Sun movement. There is also a private team. So we are also working on that. We'll definitely maximize that one. So thank you very, very much indeed for those of you having a direct or indirect, support for this very important milestone. We really can't wait to implement, to benefit our citizens, to see a prosperous, a happy, prosperous nation, and to see the full potential well explained. We have to say at some point in time, we should say zero tolerance for stunting as far as it is preventable. We should say, and we should stand and say, we have to have zero tolerance for what? For wasting, severe acute malnutrition. Yes. To alleviate this problem, I still want to repeat, work very hard for the healthy two wings. We have to ensure this two system is well connected. So I'm really keen to see this 5-year project is happening very well, smoothly, with a very important result that we want to achieve at the end of 2030. And I would like to also join, the Dr. Sisai has already mentioned. We have a very amazing, arm of, technical arm for the research, EPHI. I'm always honored and confident to mention that organization, that agency under Ministry of Health, EPHI, is working very hard to bring evidence. So that please make sure you also include and work very closely with the EPHI, with the leadership of the DGs, and also the right focal point, my brother, Dr. Masresha is here. So for any evidence research, please also get connected with EPHI. So Dr. Masresha is a right focal point. You can really take his address during the lunchtime. So with this, I would like to reaffirm our commitment for the success of this project, because we can't wait to celebrate the success, and we can't wait to bring additional funding, to bring additional network, because the gap is huge. The assignment is huge. Don't forget, we are losing 16.5% of the GDP loss per annum, which is equivalent to 55 billion Ethiopian birr, which is very huge. You can really even think how many health facilities, social facilities, including school, can be able to construct. How long the asphalt or the transport can get constructed. This is a huge loss. So we have to say at some point in time that has to be. We should say no for this loss. That's why we have a policy, strategy, implementation tools, the Sakota Declaration showcase, so that we all should join our hands to celebrate by the end of 2030. Stunting has reduced to 13%, because I'm really worried, because we are very fast moving forward to double our nation, the population size. After 30 years, perhaps we'll cross 200 million. So the actual figure today that we said 5.8 will be double. So we have to really work very hard. Per annum, the reduction of stunting must be more than 5% to reach the WHO target, which is stated in 2025, and also the highest commitment at the SDG we have by the year 2030. So thank you very much indeed once again. I'm really honored to call up our senior advisor at the State Minister Office and the Chief of Staff for His Excellency Dr. Daraja Duguma, the State Minister. He did wish to happen today because of the other competitive commitment. He left for other meeting. So I'm really honored once again to call up Mr. Fakadu to really bless with the closing remark for this amazing session. Please join me.
Her Excellency Dr. Masra Zalala, Director of RMSHN, Directors and as well Member of Ethiopian Parliament, His Excellency Dr. Masra Shah, Director of Food and Nutrition Research at Ethiopia, Your Excellency, all delegates and the leaders of the partners as well as the donors. Sorry for unable to mention your name very well, just the protocol is respected. And I would like to say you welcome to this very amazing and very important workshop for the Ethiopian Nutritional Challenge. Really, I would like to say some points on behalf of Ministry of Health. Just so many points has been mentioned by Dr. Museret. Really, this is very critical in Ethiopian perspective because despite of we are challenging against the nutrition and the food problems in Ethiopia, having very strong policy strategy as well, plans of 10 years, 5 years, whatever, 1 year, really, there were so many challenges. Despite we have been taking so many commitments and challenging with the level of that commitment, especially the Sabota Declaration to end stunting at 2030. Globally, Ethiopia has been committed. We know everybody. As well as the routine nutritional acts are very well organized and we have been achieving remarkable points that you know through different monitoring and evaluation mechanisms. But there were so many problems, even though it is global problems or whatever African problems. Really, the COVID-19 challenge were very critical for the increment of nutritional service demands, because the global marketing as well, the economical, the social, the so many problems are there against this COVID challenge, as well the droughts, what we call the conflict in Ethiopia, here and there, we are affecting the natural life of our populations. That is exposing the community for unneeded food and nutritional problems. So really, we are highly demanding, and this program launching is very critical for Ethiopians. So I would like to acknowledge and thank those partners who are raising this proposal, project proposal to win a decade from our joint donors. Really, I would like to thank, and if you clap your hand once, I'm very happy. So this project is taking the priority to increase the quality of nutritional service and its coverage, as well it is mechanism to generate the data for the right decision making. So it is very very critical and very aligned with the Ethiopian food and nutrition policy as well as strategy. So we are highly delighted to join and take part as one member of the implementer, including the UNICEF and the Action Against Hunger, just having our dedicated matching funds. So, moreover, The Ministry of Health is highly dedicated to take this leadership, this implementation, as well coordination, as it is very multi-sectoral. So I would like to ensure the full commitment of the Ethiopian government as well as the Ministry of Health to take this part and encourage your effort to achieve the listed outcomes, what you have been mentioned. So lastly, I would like to say thank you once again and thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fagadu, for being here representing the State Minister and sharing your thoughts and, of course, reaffirming the commitment of your office and your ministry to take this initiative forward and, of course, expedite the process in as much as possible, as mentioned earlier by Dr. Sisai, because time is of the essence. And if we do the right thing and do it at the right time, then we are successful. So. Dr. Masera, congratulations on inventing a new communication approach, just like the innovative match funding we talked about all day. Now this is a new interagency communication strategy. So whatever we do, we got to do it with two sides. So yeah, that plane is going to be very famous. So WFP just picked up. And I'm sure everybody else is going to take it. So yes, thank you all so much. I think this was pretty productive. And I would say I want to encourage you all to continue to do what you do best. As I always say, it's not about what we have today for ourselves, but it's all about what legacy we leave behind. We don't come to live 100 years or forever. We come here to make an impact and leave. And the question is, what do we want the history books to have on our names? That's really what's going to matter to us, I think, and what our legacy would be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to continue to do what you do for humanity, and I'm sure you're going to succeed, even maybe before that timeline is set for us. So, thank you so much. Enjoy your lunch. I will be handing out your lunch vouchers. Lunch will be served downstairs at the main restaurant in the